In this video, we're going to be taking a look at what I think will be a pretty interesting project for you. And what we're looking to do is we're looking to add this lid to an existing candy dispenser model so that um, the jars that we want to use will screw into the base of our candy dispenser. So let's look at the candy dispenser in question. And this is the candy dispenser I want to create, but I want to use the jars that I already have, and I don't want to use a mason jar. And so we need to modify this to allow for the use of our jars. So we're going to go into Bambu Studio and let's import that particular model and see what we've got to do here. So there is the candy dispenser base in question. So first thing we need to do is we need to see how big the interior diameter where the jar would sit, how big that is in the current base. Now you can see that this particular base was created for the mason jar just to sit inside of it, like a friction fit. It wasn't designed to screw into the bottom of the base, and of course, that's how we would want this candy dispenser to work. We want it to screw in place. So, how do we make the changes? So what we're going to do is select this assembly, and we're going to use our measure tool, and we're going to measure that interior ring right there. You can see it's at 71.12, and we need that to be 82. So we'll open up our calculator here, and we'll type in the value we want, which is 82, divided by the value we have, which is 71.12. And that gives us 115.29. So we have to scale the base 115.3%. So we're going to click on scale, and we're going to make sure uniform scale is selected, and we're going to go 115.3. Okay? So that takes care of that. Now, just to verify this, we'll go back to our measure tool, select that same ring, and make sure that that really is 82, and you can see it's 82.001, which that will definitely be close enough. Okay, so now our 82 millimeter lid will fit inside of here, but we have to position this exactly in the center of this existing circle. And that's the part that's a little bit tricky in Bambu Studio because there's no direct way to do it. So first of all, we need to know what the XY position is of the very topmost of that ring. And so to do that is pretty straightforward, but it's a little bit tricky. But let's go ahead and click on our assembly here, and we're going to use a cut plane. Now, the entire model is 117.145, so the cut plane is going to be put at 117. We just need the very, very top. So see, there's our cut plane at 117. We just need that top ring, and we're going to choose this cut to part options, and we'll choose perform cut. And now we have a separate part of our base, which is just the very topmost circle. And now we do have, go to world coordinates, we do have an XY. Okay, so now we take this XY and we move our lid into those positions. So to do that, we're going to come over here to our lid, and if we alt click on the lid top, we don't need that, and we don't need Jim's Honey, so we don't need that. And now let's go back to part A and look at that. So when we go to world coordinates, 79.99, okay, that's in the X position. So if we click on our lid and we go back to that, 79.99, and hit enter. Now, in theory, you would think that our lid would be perfectly centered because this piece, we've already verified that it is 79.99. But you could see that the lid is not centered. Okay? So you can see that the lid is not centered. And you can also see the position here. It says it is, though. It says it's 79.99. What is world is going on here? And I suspect that this is just a bug in Bambu Studio. So what we want to do is just select one piece. So now we've selected our ring and we've gone to our move. And if we go to world coordinates, you can see it is not 79.99. It's actually 88.04. And there's a whole explanation I could give you as to why those values are different, but you don't want to know. It is it logical? In a certain sense, it is logical, but yeah, it's confusing. So I'm not going to get into it. So just know that when we're dealing with an assembly, we have to select each part of the assembly separately and manually 79.99. Okay. Now, yes, the ring is centered. Then we'll do the same thing with our lugs. Go back to world coordinates, 79.99. Okay. So now those are in the proper X position. So now if we go back to part A here and we get the Y, it's 137.88. So if we go back here, 137.88. Devils of the details. There we go. But let's make sure that's right, because did I read that right? 137.18. I didn't think I had it right. 137.18. 137.18. I wish we could copy these values and paste them, but I don't believe we can. So we'll just type it in manually. 137. See, I wish we could copy that, right? And paste it, but we can't. So 137.18. Okay, so now our lugs and our ring are really dead center of everything. Okay, now I need to move the lugs in the ring in the Z position, but I can't do that because they are not part of the base assembly, and we really need them to be part. Well, I say I can't. I could, but really what I want to do is I want to bring all this into one assembly. So let's go ahead and shift click everything. We've got the two assemblies, so we're going to go ahead and right click and choose merge. We're going to merge both assemblies into one. And so now everything is one cohesive assembly. So now I can go ahead and move our ring. Now, this part might be a little bit difficult to understand. For all intents and purposes, the model, the entire thing is 117 millimeters tall. I want the top of my ring to be at 117 millimeters, but my ring is 12 millimeters. So I have to divide my ring in half, which is 6. The overall height of my model is 117. So the Z height of my ring needs to be at 111, and then it will be to the very tippy top. So we go to the move. For the Z, we want to make sure we're in world coordinates. We want to be at 111. Okay, so now our ring is at the top of our model. And then for the lugs, I want the top of our lug, to be at 117 as well. But our lugs are 2, so the Z height of our lugs have to be 1 less, which would be 116. So we'll come in here, 116, and now our lugs are at the top. Okay, now we can go ahead and delete part A here of our base. That was the little piece that we shaved off the top with our cut because we don't really need it. It would be perfectly fine if we left it, but we don't necessarily need it. And then we can go ahead and right click and center this to the build plate, and there you go. There is the finished model. Now, there's the finished model, but you see those lugs right at the very top? Now our pickle jar and our Alfredo jar, our cheese jar, all of those will go ahead and screw into the top of our base. No issues whatsoever. The one caveat to all this is this candy dispenser does require some additional build plates, some additional components, and so we scaled this to 115.3. we would have to scale everything else to 115.3. And that should be able to put it all together if it's all scaled to that 115.3. Now, you may find that you have to tweak the part a little bit here and there to get it all to fit properly. I don't, it just really depends how much tolerance there was originally in the model, and then by scaling it up, there's more tolerance. So we may have to tweak those parts a little bit. But so in other words, if there's too much tolerance, too loose of a part, we may have to, instead of 115.3, you scale it 115.38 or something like that, right? To get it to all fit perfectly. But that's how we can get this base modified so it can fit the size jar that we want it to fit. So how fun is that? So pretty straightforward process, but now our jars will fit this little candy dispenser. So there's all kinds of different practical reasons why we may want to do that with other different projects. So now you know some little tricks of the trade here. We are going to go over to global real quick. This particular model, the way it was originally created, required supports. So this does require supports. So if I go ahead and hit slice, I did enable supports, but this should go ahead, and what we're looking for in the lower right hand corner, we want it to say slice OK. So there you go. It does say slice OK, and you can see that there were some supports generated there. You can see it did create some supports for one tab, which was kind of weird because it didn't create supports for any of the others. That tab really should not need to be supported, but apparently there are other parts of the model that did need supports. Okay, so there you go. So that is how to make those modifications. If you're looking to use different types of jars with your candy dispensers and you want them to screw, I looked at a lot of different models of candy dispensers on Maker World, and a lot of them don't have the jar screwing into the top of the base, and I suspect because it's kind of complicated with all the different types of jars that are out there. Perhaps, I don't really know the reasoning behind it, but I did notice that a lot of them, the jars didn't actually thread into the base. And I definitely would want my candy dispenser to be one entire cohesive unit. So I hope this taught you a few things, and I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.